Hello everybody and welcome back. Mr. Obviously Insane here with some more Motorsport Manager Underdog Challenge. Continuing with Season 3, this was recorded live over on Twitch. Link will be in the description below. And as always, I hope you do enjoy. Season 3 underway. About 15.5 million spent on the car with 2.5 million for the dilemma, I believe. So, good chunk of change spent on the car. We're not going to focus too heavily on parts this season, but we are still getting a few. But as mentioned, I think we're going to try to put some money into the headquarters, and we have the money to do that. So let's go ahead and we're going to do the factory. Yeah, 8 million upgrade. I think it's going to take like 20 weeks. I probably could have did it before the preseason and maybe had it closer to here, but not really knowing what I was going to spend on the car. 4 months, we should have it by, what, Munich maybe? Yeah, probably by Munich. I don't think anything else would be, that might be too far, so probably by like Munich would be my guess, yeah. So, portion of the season, but when we do get it finished, then reliability or any other parts that we might want to have done for next season should get done a little quicker because we'll get those extra slots. So, go ahead and upgrade, but man, that is expensive. Ouch. Yeah, do it. Oh. And we're pretty much broke. So that's fun. But we do have some money for contracts. I think we're going to probably take a look at our race mechanics. Now, I am still kind of going easy on this. Looking at the options between 10th and 7th, it is a good chunk of change, so going forward we might have to think about that a little bit more, but playing it safe has been pretty decent so far, and with the spec parts, I feel like the money's been going okay, because we got to keep the finances flowing, otherwise we're not going to have much of a team, so I know some of you guys might not like that, might want me to get a little bit more aggressive. So I do apologize, but I think for now, we'll probably stick with 10th and try and shoot for I'm really just trying to get focused on getting solid finishes with the car so I know kind of what the placement's going to be, and it would make guessing this a little bit easier, but we could probably have done 9th and made a little bit more, so I guess we'll see come the end of the season. But 10th sponsors we're going to be finishing up right away, but the income per race is still looking pretty good. It's probably going to go down a bit, but as long as we can still make around, I think, $1 million a race, I think we should be okay. Try and get some bonuses along the way if we can. Chairman payments, we do need to get those up though, but if we go with fat stacks, we're spending close to $1 million for next year's car per race. Doesn't really leave me much. I mean, we're just under. That could go back up, but I think we'll leave it on medium. But at some point, I think we're gonna have to click on the fat stacks, just for the sake of how expensive the car is. Plus, I think we're going forward. I think we're gonna have to definitely look into trying to get rid of some of those spec parts and see if we can't start gaining on our competition here. But taking a look at our race mechanics. You're not the best. They're cheap, so that's good. But if we could find someone that is better, or better with room for improvement, I guess we could land her. Depending on price, she could replace either one of our drivers. Medium tires, I like that. We do lose a bit in some spots here, but I think what matters is performance and pit stops, I think. I mean, good chemistry, obviously, but in terms of getting our pit times down, I think those are the ones that we need to look at. And there's a few people here that we can take a look at. Ooh, that concentration's pretty good. And pretty solid on performance and pit stops. They're both equal. He's just shy of 3 full stars. We aren't really sure how much of a difference that makes between a full 3 stars and someone that's just shy of it. Like, is it just 1 point somewhere, maybe? Not sure. I do like this comparison system, though. It lets you go pretty in-depth, but we'll try and get through this as quickly as possible here, so that we're not wasting too much time. And of course, I'll try to edit out any rambling or anything that I might do as well. So just keep that in mind. But taking a look at our 2 mechanics. I keep wanting to call them drivers for some reason, but keep taking a look at our mechanics. We'll probably try and get rid of both if we can. That will be an increase to what we're paying each race weekend, but hopefully, like I said, the improved mechanics and their better stats, hopefully that'll help us. Not necessarily win a few races, but climb that ladder and maybe be able to get closer to those finishing 7th or 8th goals. So these guys are looking pretty decent. Now, are they... Can I offer sheet them? I think I can. So we should offer sheet this dude. And maybe that chick. Technically I have 2 2-stars right now, so if we could get 2 3-stars, that would be a pretty big boost, I think. Could be wrong, but I do know that we slowly have to get all of those lines there to the average or whatever, however that works out. So we are well below, so we kind of need to pick up our socks there. Yeah. So I think we should definitely do something with this guy. Don't know if we offer sheet him first, because that chick had a better overall, so that might be where we should go with that. We do have a few choices, but I guess it all just depends on, I think, how many chances we get to like offer each one. So yeah, what's the difference there? That's a pretty big chunk of change. That's the brake clause. Well, it's not a big increase for the cost per race, but it's significant. It's definitely more than double, so paying for the experience. But I think we will definitely offer sheet her. She's interested, okay. Alright, so yeah, so she's got 3 chances. 26K. Medium contract length. We'll pay it all. I feel like maybe go a little bit more on that signing fee, but at the same time, I always want to try to get in there as cheap as I can, so I'm always worried about like accidentally overpaying by too much. Which, when we have money, it's not a big deal, but I think that'll be okay. So we'll send that. We got a couple chances with her anyways, so I think we'll go with that Uday, yeah. Because I think that Becky chick wasn't interested. Yeah, I don't think she was interested, which is unfortunate. I think she wanted to be in a better league, so that top potential is pretty decent, but his chemistry, his performance, and his pit stops aren't too bad with decent reliability and part fixes, so aside from the fact that his concentration is getting a little lackadaisical, probably comes with the age. 58,000 seems like a pretty decent offer. We'll do the medium contract. Guess we'll pay for it all. No, I think I was basing that signing fee on the fact that he's a little bit more experienced. I think you pay for the experience, not what they can achieve, so do I want to do first? Yeah, I think so. We'll probably not hit that, so could be money saved. We'll see how those go. Hopefully we'll find those out here before we go on to the race. Okay, he didn't like it, so renegotiate. Alright. Not too sure what we could change. Maybe add a little bit of the signing fee. Maybe his wage wasn't enough. These things are kind of tough, because they don't really give you too much of an indication. Other than, yeah, I'd like a nice. Well, what does the nice mean? Or, wages are important to me, or aren't important to me. It's like, the weight of the word kind of sometimes makes it, I don't know. If you value that word in your, like, if you look at that word and it means, like, maybe less to you or something, can't really go much more than the 62s, so he was kind of neutral towards the wage, so I don't know if we really need to change that, but the more happies, the better it is. I wonder if they'd sign with, like, still being unhappy about something. I'm guessing no. I'm guessing you have to, like, reach neutral for everything. So it's probably best if we play it safe with the wage. I think so? Yeah. Yeah, I think that, and maybe drop that. What's the max? 2 clicks back. Oh, maybe I want to go third. That's an even number. It's an even number and a good chunk of change. Maybe go back to that. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. They're important to him, but he's neutral.
Emergency alert, alert, urgent.
Okay, and sorry about that. I think we'll be okay though. He is neutral. I'm hoping that he will sign with the being neutral, and we definitely increased the sign-on fee. I'd say double is probably good because he was getting 75 before, so that's the problem. I don't really know how much chintzier I could be. Yeah, I'm not sure about that neutral thing, so this is where it's like maybe I'm overpaying and I might have got away with it. So oh, looks like she wants to renegotiate too. That burnt all her patience. Oh. So apparently 14,000 more wasn't enough on the sign-on. That's where I said there go. Like, do you pay for experience, but do you also have to reward that potential? Because, I mean, essentially it becomes on me and my facilities as to whether or not they achieve that potential, so... if they... I guess they do grow on their own if you don't really have it, but it's an extremely slow rate, so... Oh, this is tough. I was really hoping we could land her, like, instantly. Alright, play with that. Can't really offer much more than that, so... 9,000 more? $10,000, keep going. First thing, it just gets kind of tricky. And this is the last attempt, so if we screw it up, she's gonna go bye-bye. Yeah, maybe. She had a pretty decent one before. I feel like maybe we should max it out, but again, have to keep an eye on how much we're spending each race and how much that's going to bring down my total there. But I think that'll be okay. See how that goes. Unfortunately, we're not going to find out before the race because both of those are afterwards now, so I guess we'll just set up here 13th and above. That's really the only realistic target that we can kind of hit right now. Just get my usual tires, I guess. Contemplating maybe getting more softs. Yeah, I guess we'll just do 7 and 8. I'm not sure if it's really worth it to get that extra set in there. I'm only got the two choices. Looks like we're gonna have some wet weather for the race anyways, so we'll probably be on inters or wets at some point. Let's race. Yeah, so as we figured, wet race day. Practice went pretty well. Got the cars all dialed in as usual. didn't get too many of the trims. Gonna have to try to get a longer practice, but not sure that's sweet spot. Although braking and tire temps could be quite useful, especially considering we don't have the best tire wear right now. So. Yeah. And we still haven't built the weather station, so it doesn't really see, or we can't really see, sorry, how far we go. But I guess we'll put it on the inter tires for at least Shen. Looks like we'll be starting on wet. Let's set up the spine, we'll go with attack. And overtake as usual. Hope for the best. Off to decent start. Falco's dropping some spots already though, but Shen is holding up the line so far. This is where I thought that all of us having like spec engines and stuff, regardless of driver ability, I thought we'd definitely be able to hold up traffic for a lot longer than we kind of end up being able to, so I do know that driver ability does have stuff to do with that, so I'm not just trying to go, oh, video game, let me hold up traffic forever, but sometimes it just doesn't seem like it lasts as long as maybe it should. Or maybe she doesn't hold it off, or he doesn't hold it off as long as he should. But as long as they both stay on the track and finish this race, I think we'll be okay. Probably drop things down now. Looking at that tire wear, we want to get a few more laps in. Pit strategy is still a tricky thing. Trying to balance that. Of course, if you have any tips or tricks, let me know. You folks on YouTube too, don't be shy. Feel free in the comments section. They're both not doing too bad, and Falco has definitely picked up the slack. He's pretty much on form. 8.1, that's decent. Shen's not so hot right now. Just dropped what, 6 places I think since the start of the race, so it's gonna have a battle between our two drivers here. I'm just gonna let them duke it out. No team orders. No team orders. Equal status drivers, so let them battle it out. We'll probably change that up at some point. Although I do know that you have to start giving the number one driver the best parts, and then egos and things can come into play, so alright, so Shen is nicely holding up Falco by the looks of it, because I kind of feel like he maybe had the better momentum, as he just pulled ahead of her. So yeah, felt like he had the better momentum there. Tires are looking decent. We could probably get a few more laps. What are we on? 4 laps. Probably get that in there. Shen's dropping back a little bit more. You're struggling to overtake Nightingale? Well, she kind of just passed you, or he kind of just passed you, so the fact that you think you're in an overtake mode. So we're gonna have rain until at least the middle of the race here, so it could actually work in our favor if we get a decent pit stop. And we can stick relatively close to the front pack here. We always have a chance. We want to pit now. I kind of think we should maybe do one more lap. Yeah. Do I go inters? Because I mean, we're not getting any more rain. Yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to be getting much more rain. I'm going to have to come in to switch those out anyways. Yeah, 17. It's about... Or actually not 17. 9 laps. That's what, lap 18. Range stuff that we can see around 15, so that might be okay. And then go to the softs. So 14 laps. Just trying to think if that water on track is going to work for us or not. And 11 to 13. So we still wouldn't have enough to do. We still have to do at least one more pit stop. So we don't have the most fuel efficient car, but do I want to take the extra time for the fuel? We're not gonna make it the... We're gonna have to pit again. Might as well have as much fuel in at that stop. Try to make it as less time as possible. We're gonna be coming back out at the back, which is fine because everyone else is still gonna have to pit. Hopefully we can do it. Hope we can do it in a way that we stay ahead of everybody. But I feel like maybe we should have did one more lap with her. You need to pit. Yeah, make sure we get the... Make sure we're not stacking them. He definitely gets more out of the tires than Shin does. I think we'll probably fill it as well. Parts are looking decent. Gonna have to keep an eye on the brakes. We should come out ahead of Shin. That's interesting. Should just come out ahead of Shin. Okay, so we're pitting with a good chunk of the track. Definitely gonna come out ahead of Shin. Just stop Shin. No. Yes, we did. This one thing that's never made sense to me in this game is how the exit from the pit works. Where they just like ram on the brakes. That would never happen in an actual race. I mean, so we're on sponsored objective for now. Still got 18 laps to go. And the track is perpetually getting drier. So barring any more rain or some late showers at the end, hopefully we can continue to stay sort of where we are right now on that sponsorship objective, 8th and 10th. See, now if we could finish 8th and 10th on a consistent basis, then I'd feel much better about, you know, saying that I'll comfortably finish 9th, or, yeah, we could maybe hit 8th. But that final pit stop is usually where I think I sink myself. Sometimes we get lucky, but it really is kind of tricky timing that out. I know that it is really important though to stay with the pack, so if we want to have successful pit stops, we do have to kind of stay with the front leaders. But we're all supposedly having the same engine specs. Those guys just go really... Some of those guys just get really far ahead. Now, clean air and good drivers, that'll do that for sure. What are we doing on tires? Shim's at about half. So what is that, like maybe 10% better tire wear for Falco? Maybe 20% better? It says 10%. Actually, that's close to like 15. 54 and 40. Hers is burning a lot faster, so... 11th and sinking, 13 laps. Track still roughly looks as wet. Kind of want to get her down to a number where she can finish the laps on... Can finish the race on whatever tire we put out there for the final laps. I can English properly. Yes. I don't know if it's going to completely stop raining or not, so we might have to go out. We might have to finish this on inters. Just kind of looking like that's what might have to happen. And 10 laps should be fine for both of them on either tire, I think. We'll just come down to fuel and timing our pit stop here. Everyone else looks like they're probably going to be coming in here right away, so we should take a look at ours. Based on what we're seeing, we're probably going to have to go with some inters. And at least enough fuel to try to push excessively if we're in a spot. Because 12th is just below the objective point, so looks like there might be a little bit more rain. Notice that slight tick going up, but I think we might be okay. Or maybe that's just my brain saying, yeah, you're good, don't worry about it. What could possibly go wrong? If I don't fix this now, it's going to be a problem. Try it fast. I don't like it, but yeah, it's the first race too, so part reliability is not going to be or is going to be an issue, I should say. So we'll have to hope that a few other people have some issues as well, which it looks like Looks like a few people do, so we could potentially save some time there. They made a mistake, so that is going to cost us. Even though everyone else kind of did. 18th. That's unfortunate. And gearbox, suspension. Guess we're gonna have to hit up a few things for Falco as well if he wants to make it to the end of the race. Probably get that in now. I mean, that is the chance that we take with the fast pit stop, right? If I'd have done it as balanced, it'd been what, like a second or two longer. So we'll try it again. But this is also why I wanted the better race mechanics, so we can maybe try things like that and hopefully pull them off. But looks like Shen is going to get past us, and she's going to stay stuck in 16th, 19th, and that's probably where we're going to finish the race, because, I was going to say, yeah. So all those guys are going in now. I think we'd need to be around in the, yeah, so they're already coming out. I feel like fuel efficiency and not getting like at least a lap or two more maybe on tires is really something that we need to kind of work on. Can only do the best I can with the parts offered to buy the car, and then it's RNG on how well we do with dilemmas, if we get anything at all. If I remember right, I think the dilemma was for fuel efficiency, and then the next one was to lose that same fuel efficiency, but to gain improvability. So I wasn't about to spend $2.5 million to lose it. So the dilemmas, I think, were just like pretty much just a net wash. Didn't really get too much on it, unfortunately. Yeah, Falco's struggling. Could come out ahead of the other guys in the pits by the looks of it that had maybe we got one retire. Well, I think that's maybe our only hope right now to get into the top 13, is to hope that maybe someone retires in the next couple more laps. It's not exactly the ideal way to hope to be finishing the race, but the fact that all those other people that are down where we are right now had gone into the pits for parts, I don't think we're going to get much better than 14th and 18th. Still a couple laps here to figure it out, though. Something could go wrong. Someone could run off the track. But other than the mistake in the pits, and I don't know, maybe we could have went one more lap at some point to maybe stay closer to those front 7, I guess we could call it. I mean, ideally I want to stay between 3 through 7. There's 1 and 2 and they have clean air. They're just, that lead is just crazy how far ahead they can get. No one to stop them from interrupting their line, pushing their own speed. And then, of course, if everyone else kind of makes mistakes behind you, oh, we got on target. Now, will we stay there? She's got a bit of a buffer between her and 14th. But her driving form has barely improved all race, so if Shin can hold on, we'll meet our sponsorship objective and that'll be great. But she's got to do it for the final lap. 22% tire wear. Or 22% remaining. She's burnt through a lot of her tires. The guy behind her has slightly better grip, so... Looks like she's gonna hold on, though. Unfortunate for Falco, because I think he had the better car today, but... Shen put in the top spot performance. Yeah, we'll just sort of ignore this one. We'll tip our hat to Schober. The wet ones should be ones that we could try to like maybe win if we had better pit strategies and stuff, I think, but to not crash the car and take those extra days to have to fix those parts and stuff is good. We were on top of the part maintenance. Now, do we have any dirty cheaters? No. It's just a time penalty. Alright. So no changes to that, just the one retire. We got lucky to make the sponsorship bonus, though, I'm not gonna lie. We got lucky. So we got some work to do this season, but with the headquarters now, it's a bit of an upgrade, and the factory slots coming. We're sitting in 8th right now, so... Okay. And will we stay there all year? I don't know. And that's the only thing. If I could guarantee that I would sit there, I would have felt a lot better about taking that email. But I don't, so that's why I took 10th, and, well... Just try to keep our jobs and the series going. But, that wraps up the race week. Now it's just time to get paid. Let's see if we got much improvement. Falco's morale dropped a bit. Yeah, it's gonna suck to lose that mechanic relationship, but I think the better mechanics will help us with pit stops. Sherman happiness is 85%, so I can't really be mad at that. Team marketability is looking good, so we should still get some sponsorship money. But pay me, and that'll wrap it up. So head on to next week. Thanks for watching. I hope you did enjoy. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you did, it'll help the channel out immensely. As always, folks, until next time, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.